This video is about why people want to have what are called assault rifles. If you look at the history of assault rifles, they came about because there's a phenomenon that when people are firing bullets at you and it's your job to fire them back, a lot of people's brains take over and they are not able to function. The point of an assault rifle, which was developed by the Germans and then the German design was incorporated in the AK-47, was so that when troops were not able to function very well, they could pull the trigger and a lot of bullets would come out and they would hit something. Assault weapons are banned in the United States. An assault weapon is an automatic weapon, which means that when you pull the trigger, it keeps fully firing bullets. What they're talking about in assault weapons bans are semi-automatic weapons. The last time there was a semi-automatic weapons ban, if the weapon had two of the following 5 characteristics, it was banned. 1, a telescoping stock. 2, a pistol grip. 3, a bayonet mount. 4, a flash suppressor or threads that a flash suppressor could be put on. Or 5, a grenade launcher. Now if you think on cutting down street crime, how many times have you seen someone use a bayonet or alternatively launch a grenade? Assault weapons are not something that street criminals use. Part of being a street criminal is to not draw attention to yourself. If you were going to knock over a liquor store in a high crime area using an assault weapon, they would see you on their surveillance camera, and by the time you got to the cash register, you would be greeted with a shotgun. Then you have to look at, the best way to look at how effective a law is to see what happens when it's enacted or it's not enacted. You know, you can get into arguments like about whether or not you should wear a seatbelt. There will be a lot of people who tell you that they saw an accident where if they would have had their seatbelt on, they would have been killed. If you look statistically over a large number of crashes, if you're in the front seats and you have a seatbelt on, statistically you do better than if you don't have a seatbelt on. If you're in the rear seats, it doesn't matter. With regards to assault weapons, it turns out that since the ban was lifted on them, the rate of violent crime has gone down, and therefore that's a strong indication the ban should not be reinstated. The latest murder statistics from guns that I could find from the FBI was, for a complete year, was the year 2011. In 2011, there were 8,583 murders. With regards to those, handguns accounted for 6,220, rifles 323, shotguns 356, others 97, and unknown 1,587. So what I did was I took the ratio of the 1587, I assumed it would be the same as the others, so bringing it to the totals would be 7,631 from handguns, 383 from rifles, 422 from shotguns, 115 from other types of guns. I would imagine those would be people with James Bond type devices. If you really want to have concern about the safety and the need for laws to make people safer, I would suggest that you go to the website of This American Life and look up the program. There's 2-hour programs about it at the Harper High School. It turns out it's a program about life in a inner city Chicago high school, and if we cannot take care of that problem, we may as well forget anything you want to do about handguns. It is world without the rule of law. Another interesting point is that when there was the Columbine shooting in 1999, one of the guns used was a Hi-Point 995 carbine. That weapon was designed around the assault weapon ban that was in place at that time. Now, I'm not saying that the people who are opposed to assault weapons have all the stupid arguments on their side. I think the main reason people should be allowed to have what are called assault weapons is because the Constitution allows them to. But here are some of the silly ones that are given in support of not banning them. One is hunting. Well, if you have a 30-round magazine, if you haven't hit what you're shooting at, probably by the third bullet, the thing you're shooting at is going to be long gone. Then there's self-defense. Well, self-defense is nice, but if you're walking down the street and someone pulls a gun on you, you're not going to have time to go back and get your assault weapon from your home. Additionally, if somebody breaks into your house, generally they will not have any intention of doing harm to your person. The people who break into the house are burglars, and their object is to get in and get out and get as much as they can, carry as quickly as possible, and leave no fuss and muss. If you look at the typical residential burglary, the officer will come there, take down a statement, and it will likely go unsolved. If there's a dead body on the scene, they're going to spend a lot more time and effort solving that. Then there are claims of concern about foreign invasions. Well, the United States has a near monopoly, along with the Soviet Union, on nuclear weapons. Before an invasion of the United States could be successful, they'd have to get rid of the nuclear weapons, which they're not going to do. And then there's also the fear of a repressive takeover. Well, that isn't going to help either. If you look at, if there's going to be a repressive takeover, it's going to require the cooperation of both the police and the United States military. If you look at what the United States military did to Saddam Hussein's army, a bunch of guys with AK-47s or AR-15s is not going to stop the United States Army and Marines if they choose to become involved with the repression. So I think the two strongest arguments as to why there should be no change in the law with regards to the proposed, or to the alleged assault weapons is, one, the Constitution forbids it, and two, there's no data that supports it.